Pembrey Circuit in South Wales plays host to round 4 of the Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship, making its first visit across the Welsh border since 2019. The second day of a double-header weekend here in Wales for the championship, almost 70 cars here. The second day run in the opposite direction to day one. Let's take a lap of the circuit with Vince Bristow in his BMW. Start of the lap on this second day, taking the cars over the rather dusty infield section. You can see the dust flying up from the other cars as we head over the infield, past the paddock on our right, then into another right-left flick through the tyre barriers, or into a left-handed hairpin which takes the cars onto the tarmac back straights. Plenty of power needed here to get the cars moving in a straight line down towards the left-hander at the end of the back straights. Drivers having to reorientate themselves to running in the opposite direction. Then it's over the infield once again on the old runways here at the former aerodrome here at Pembrey. It's Bristow guiding the BMW round towards the finish line. Our first race in the final section of this event, the Cooper Tyres production 4x4s, a quartet of Subarus out there. There's already a bit of contact there. Dan Beattie, who was yesterday's winner, clipping the back of fellow former champion Paul Davis in the green and white Subaru, who leads. Dan Beattie's lost his bumper there. Completing the entry, Chris Baker and Aaron Shaw. It's Davis who leads the way. Oh, he's lost it. Paul Davis goes spinning out, and Dan Beattie in his newly lightened Subaru takes up the lead ahead of, in second place, Chris Baker, I should say. Aaron Shaw in third. Paul Davis has rejoined at the back, but it's Dan Beattie who leads the way in this 6-lap A final for the Cooper Tyres production 4x4 category. Paul Davis with a bit of damage to the rear of his car, like Dan Beattie, a former champion. Paul Davis won 2 of the 3 heats earlier on. Dan Beattie won the other one. Dan Beattie, who won on Saturday using the clockwise direction of the circuit after Bradley Sampson in his Mitsubishi unfortunately failed post-race scrutineering and lost his A final victory in round 3. Beautiful sunny weather here in South Wales, not the usual Pembrey rain. It's Beattie who leads, chased by Chris Baker in second place with the grey Subaru. Aaron Shaw in third, under fire from Paul Davis, trying to take that third place back again. Beattie and Davis battling with Bradley Sampson for the points lead in this division this year. Following the rounds earlier this season at Blighton Park in Lincolnshire, Linden Hill, the home of Rallycross in Kent. Dan Beattie, who had some problems on his way down to Wales this weekend and had to end up driving his Rallycross car on the road to the circuit. Fortunately, it is road legal. He'll have to replace that bumper if he's going to drive it back again. Chased by Chris Baker, looking for his first A final victory of the year. He came close at Blighton Park in round 2, but had some problems in the final. He's having a look there on the inside at the hairpin. Scooby-Doo, as it's known, the car of Dan Beattie holds him off. Aaron Shaw going well here, his second season in the championship, holding off Paul Davis. A lock up there from Beattie, he's gone wide on the left-hander there at the end of the back straight. Very easy to do that. Paul Davis at the inside as well. He's going to try and take third place, and he's done it. Dan Beattie has just about held his lead there. They're all over each other, splitting into 2 pairs. Now Paul Davis getting away from relative newcomer Aaron Shaw by just a couple of car lengths there. Still Dan Beattie who holds sway at the front. Over this dusty infield section they go, on this mixture of tarmac and dirt surfaces. Into the back straight they go once again, and Chris Baker not letting Beattie get away here. Davis starting to pull away from Aaron Shaw. Down the left-hander at the end of the back straight, coming through to complete another lap. There's the finishing tyres, passed through there the top 2. So the checkered flag will go out at the end of 6 laps in this Cooper Tyres production 4x4 A final. It's the battered Subaru of Dan Beattie who leads. There was contact off the start line, which saw him shed his bumper. Clipped the back of Paul Davis, but then Davis spun it a couple of corners later, leading Dan out in front. Could be an interesting three-way battle in the championship. Bradley Sampson electing not to race today after his disqualification yesterday. Is Paul Davis slowing up a little there? Seems off the pace in his Subaru. It's a new car for him this year. Davis with a bit of bodywork damage from that early contact there. Just a little bit of bodywork hanging off the right rear corner as Dan Beattie goes into the penultimate lap. He's got a nice cushion now over Chris Baker at the front of the field. We head over the infield section, past the paddock in the background, and it's out onto the back straights. Through the hairpin. About a lap and a half to go now for Dan Beattie to make it a double for the weekend. Paul Davis safe in third place now. He's ahead of Aaron Shaw by a fairly clear margin. A shame we haven't got young Bradley Sampson mixing it with them in his Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 6 today. I'm sure we'll see him back at the next round, round 5 at Blyton, before the championship finishes at Knockhill in Scotland at the end of the season. Sadly, Croft in North Yorkshire no longer staging rallycross events, or I'm sure we would have seen the Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship make a visit there as well. It's going to be a second A final of the weekend for Dan Beattie. Great entertainer is Dan, 2018 production 4x4 champion. Chris Baker not able to catch him here, and Paul Davis further back in third after spinning early on. Through the last couple of corners then comes 113, Dan Beattie at the wheel of Scooby-Doo. He's heading for victory. Coming up to the checkered flag, just clips a marker post on the inside there, but he takes the win. Chris Baker comes over in second, and further back in third will be Paul Davis, and Aaron Shaw will complete the 4 finishers. Well, it's all happened on the first lap there. Dan Beattie subsequently able to pull away to take the win by almost 3 seconds ahead of Chris Baker. Paul Davis nearly 6 seconds further back in third, and he was in turn clear of Aaron Shaw in number 295, completing the 4 finishers in their Subarus in the Cooper Tyres production 4x4 category.
Dan, brilliant drive, congratulations, another A final win. Today's been a little bit different for you. I know there was a bit of controversy yesterday with, unfortunately, a competitor getting disqualified over a technicality. So you did get a win yesterday. It must feel fantastic to get out there and actually really power through and take that win.
Yeah, it feels really good today. I had a bit of contact with Paul on the first corner, but my bumper was hanging off for pretty much a couple of laps, which was worrying me a little bit. But after that, Paul decided to have a little spin and move out of the way, thankfully.
Yeah, we saw.
That was really good. And then Chris piling on the pressure after that was tough. It was a good race.
Yeah, he was really putting something on there, wasn't he? So that must have felt really good. It looks like you enjoyed it. You're smiling anyway.
That's one of the best races I've had, I think.
Brilliant. I'm really happy about that. So it must be fantastic to get that trophy and some extra points once again. Yeah. This weekend's really come off really great for you, hasn't it?
Horrible start to the weekend. We were taken down on the way here and ended up getting 2 wins, so it's been great.
Yeah, perfect. Well, let's hope we don't get any more breakdowns, but you get some more wins next round.
Hopefully not, that's it.
Brilliant. Thank you, Dan.
No worries, thank you.
On to the more powerful 4x4s, the Cooper Tyres Clubman 4x4 category. Heat wins for David Bell in his BMW Mini Countryman, Nigel Burke in his Subaru Impreza, and Derek Jobb in his Ford Escort, but Jobb sadly a non-starter in the A final. It is Martin Hawkes who takes off into the lead in the new BMW Mini Countryman Rallycross cars. Nigel Burke in the Subaru out of shape there, so is Hawkes as they come over the infield. David Bell in second, and Adrian Turner in third. David Bell, the man behind the developments of these new BMW Mini Countryman cars. There's Nigel Burke in his Subaru Impreza. Didn't race in round 3 yesterday, joining the championship today. First time we've seen the Clubman 4x4 category out this year. Nigel Burke trying to chase down these new BMW Mini Countryman cars developed by Bell Rallycross. Martin Hawkes, one of several members of his family who've raced Rallycross over the years, out in front. Had a good scrap with Derek Jobb in the final in round 3, but going round the opposite way this time, he's out in front. David Bell seemed to be struggling in yesterday's A final. He's up there in second, and Adrian Turner in third place. The 3 BMW Minis clear of the Subaru of Nigel Burke. Hoping to stay clear, looking for the first A-final win for one of these cars. They were beaten yesterday by the yellow Ford Escort of Derek Job, very experienced rallycrosser, but sadly problems meaning he's unable to start today's A-final. He did win one of the heats. David Bell and Nigel Burke were the other heat winners. Are we going to see 4 different winners then, with the red machine of Martin Hawks out front? Second place in the white car is David Bell, and third place, he should be in blue really as their minis, shouldn't he? Adrian Turner. David Bell, a multiple champion in BMW Mini Rallycross, now developing these new cars for the more powerful 4x4 divisions. These effectively the supercars of the BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross series. We only see them out a couple of times a year. Nigel Burke keeping pace with the new BMW Minis ahead of him. Hopefully we'll see the likes of Simon Horton back out with his Subaru as well in future rounds. Burke closing in here on Adrian Turner for third place. Still Martin Hawks out in front into lap 3, chased by David Bell. The lap time's almost the same so far. David Bell is closing up now on Hawks for the lead. Seems though Hawks' car is quicker down the back straight. That's the important bit, where you can get straight line speed and pull away. Adrian Turner closing up as well in the black car. Through the head. Nigel Burke trying to close up as well in the West Coast Signs number 47 Subaru. Down the straight they come into the hairpin, and Burke trying to make a move on the inside of Adrian Turner. He's got the line. Can he take third place? Yes, he's got him on the inside. Now the Subaru will try and chase down David Bell for that second place. David, the son of Tony Bell, a long-time rallycrosser, achieved success in a Toyota Corolla World Rally car a few years ago. I remember him having a spectacular rollover in that car. I think it was at Liddon Hill. Adrian Turner trying to fight back in the black Mini Countryman. Swing their way through the infield section up towards the hairpin once again. This is lap 4. And Adrian Turner clips the back of Nigel Burke there. Perhaps couldn't see him for dust. Subaru pulls away again in a straight line, and now he's caught David Bell. Is going to go for second place. There won't be room on the inside through the left-hander that time. It's back onto the infield, coming through to complete their 4th lap. It's still Martin Hawks in the Hawks Fire BMW Mini Countryman out in front. Martin, a supplier of fire extinguishers and other safety equipment. Certainly on fire in this one out in front. Is he heading for his first A-final win? Not if Nigel Burke and David Bell have got anything to do with it. They head over the infield. Adrian Turner has dropped back a little now. It's Cooper Torres Clubman 4x4 A-final. Down the back straight they go. Going through to start their final lap, and Nigel Burke has a look. Can he get through on the inside? No. Not quite close enough to David Bell in the BMW Mini. Into the last lap we go this time then. Martin Hawks looking to hang on in front. I remember him having quite a shunt in a Peugeot 206 here a few years ago, Martin Hawks. He's done Suzuki Swifts as well. A variety of cars he has rallycrossed over the years. Always an innovator, now in this new BMW Mini Countryman. Developed by Bell Rallycross, run by David Bell. It looks as though David is going to have to settle for second or possibly third here, because Nigel Burke is still all over him, but he went a bit deep into the hairpin there in the Subaru. Down the back straight and into the left-hander for the final time. David Bell trying to close up. I don't think he's going to catch Martin Hawks. It's going to be a first win for a BMW Mini. Martin Hawks takes it, the car's first ever A-final. Bell second, Burke third, and Adrian Turner completes the 4 finishes. Great stuff there from the Cooper Tyres Clubman 4x4 category. First time we have a BMW Mini Countryman on top, winning by just 0.3 of a second. Martin Hawks ahead of David Bell, and Nigel Burke coming through for third in the Subaru from the back. Adrian Turner fourth. He also got a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits, while Derek Jobs Ford Escort a non-starter.
Marty, brilliant drive, well done, very entertaining from this side of the fence. How was it for you?
A bit chaotic.
Yeah.
Taking on some of the supercars that have got double the horsepower from we have. So it was a real challenge, but the cars stood up to it, so
yeah,
it's been a successful day.
Absolutely. You seem to be really, really gelling with that car.
Yeah, well, we've done a lot of modifications to suspension as for Lidden, and it seems to have worked really well. So now we're just sort of concentrating on other items on it to get the cars developed for this year.
Fantastic. Well, it's going really, really well. Second yesterday in round 3A final. It must be brilliant to take the win today in round 4.
Yeah. Absolutely superb. You know, against cars that should really just leave us for dead, but
yeah. It's all about the driver, right?
The driving and a bit of luck as well. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the first one was red flag. There was a bit of contact with some tyres, I think, or something?
Yeah, I think somebody just clipped the tyres and dragged them into the loose section, so instead of running the risk, they just red flagged it. So.
Fair enough. Does that give you a chance to take a breather for a minute, or does it make you more anxious because you're waiting to start again?
It's more anxious because I got such a good start.
Yeah.
In the first one. But saying that, the second one, I managed to get clear of everybody and just lead straight away from the start,
Fantastic.
So.
Well, let's hope we see more of the same next time, eh?
Yeah, we'll be back out again. So.
Brilliant. See you then.
Thank you.
Now it's on to the AVO Suspension UK Modified category, and one car struggling off the line, unfortunately. Johnny Crisp in the Citroën Saxo VTS won the second round at Blighton Park in Lincolnshire, but didn't get far in this one. He was out right at the start, and that left Max Weatherly clear at the front of the field in his Suzuki Swift, clear of the similar machine of David Watts, the only two other runners in this race, with Chris Wheeler's Ford Fiesta having broken down on Saturday and unable to race today. Max Weatherly was left with a clear run to the flag. He won round 3 on Saturday in the other direction as well. He also won 2 of the heats earlier today here at Pembrey. Johnny Crisp won the other, but his Saxo letting him down at the start of the final. And Max Weatherly was left to pull away at the front of the field. He's well ahead of David Watts, heading for a final win number 3 this year in this new category. There's David Watt in his Suzuki Swift in second place. We're on the last lap now. New category this year, the AVO Suspension Modified class, designed to bridge the gap between the Super Modifieds and the production division. Max Weatherly clear at the top of its points chart at the moment. He's going to go further clear with a final win number 3, locking up there into the last left-hander. He can afford 1 or 2 small slip-ups. He's well clear of David Watt, and he's heading for a clear victory. David Watt only just heading over the infield section towards the hairpin. He'll be separated by, I would guess, about 30 seconds here. Max Weatherly already heading back to the paddock. He takes a clear win in the AVO Suspension UK Modified category, winning by nearly 34 seconds in the end over the similar Suzuki of David Watts. Johnny Crisp retiring on the opening lap. And they were the only 3 runners in the AVO Suspension UK Modified category. A final with Chris Wheeler unable to race today.
Brilliant drive in your A final. Double header weekend. 2 trophies for you as well. You must feel brilliant. You must feel great. You did say to me yesterday after your win in the A final that you love this track. I mean, it's clear to see, isn't it? Yeah, you obviously love this track very much.
Oh, indeed.
Yes. And the conditions are slightly better today.
Yeah, a lot more consistent, a lot more grippy. Pace was obviously a lot higher. Yeah. And for some reason that just worked better today.
Absolutely. So. I mean, you did have a bit of pressure from Johnny at the beginning there, but unfortunately I think he suffered some car problems.
I think we pushed each other so hard, we both broke each other in different ways, and unfortunately his was a bit more fatal. But it's been good racing him all day. Like, it was very close, and it's just a shame he couldn't be there for the last part of it when it mattered most.
Yeah, absolutely, unfortunately. But it's great to see the competitive nature of the pair of you out there. It's brilliant to watch because there's a lot of tussling on track and some cat and mouse. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So
well, we've had quite the eventful week in Modified. Unfortunately, we lost Chris yesterday because of a gearbox as well.
Yeah.
So it was a bit lonely, but it was very good fun, and I hope more of us can come join in Modified because that would be really nice to have more of us. Because I was being in the thick of the battle. There's nothing more like it, actually racing proper people.
Absolutely, and you thrive on it as well, don't you? And that's the environment you won. Exactly,
yeah.
Exactly.
It's nice and clear. Very good conditions. Car was perfect. Thanks to Horizon Motor Group for sorting that one out. They do a fantastic job with the car, which is why it just seems to be so fast all the time, and I love it. It handles beautifully.
It certainly is. They're obviously doing a good job. Whatever they're doing is working, isn't it?
Magic.
Brilliant. Well, good luck for the next round, and we can't wait to see you back out.
Awesome. Cheers, Sarah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We now move on to the Quest Speed Limited and 710 Oils Junior category. 2 heat wins for Kasper Potira, the Polish driver, in his Citroën Saxo, and Will Ovenden won the other in his Suzuki Swift. They go 3 wide into the first corner with Owen Robbins in the blue 927 car. It's Potira who's come out with the lead in the Saxo. Will Ovenden, who didn't race in round 3 yesterday, is next in the order, and it's 3 wide behind Max Langmaid and Max Watt, getting involved with Owen Robbins in the battle of the Suzukis for 3rd place. It was Langmaid who topped round 3 yesterday, didn't have the best of times in the heats today. Then it's Robbins, Watts, behind them it is Corey Paget, and there's Alfie Campbell in the Volkswagen Lupo at the back of the field. 1 non-starter in this race, James Hawkes in his Suzuki Swift, not making it out. And Caitlin May, who won round 1 at Liddon Hill, broke down yesterday, unable to race today. So it's Kasper Potira out in front in the Saxo. Notice on the headlight covers there the orange heart stickers. That's designed as a tribute to a volunteer marshal, a member of the Orange Army as they're known, who sadly recently lost his life in a tragic accident during a circuit race meeting at Brands Hatch in Kent. And most of the drivers here this weekend carrying the orange heart stickers in tribute to show solidarity with the Orange Army, the volunteer marshals who we couldn't go racing without. Thanks to David Ewan, the Pre-95 Classic driver, for organising those stickers. So it's Kasper Potira who leads. Will Ovenden comes from an extensive rallycross family, up there in 2nd in his Swift. Max Langmaid in 3rd. Running wide there, Max Watt out onto the grass. Does tend to be a rather wild driver, does young Max Watt, chasing Owen Robbins for 4th place. It's Kasper Potira going clear. Now, in the first couple of meetings this year at Liddon and Blighton, he got out in front and then suffered a puncture. So hoping for better luck here in this 4-lap final for the Questmead Limited and 710 Oils Junior category. Owen Robbins, the winner of the runner-up, I should say, in round 3 yesterday. It was Max Langmaid who beat him to victory. They had quite a duel in the early laps. There is Langmaid, number 150, old rival of Owen Robbins from their mini-stocks days on the short ovals. Swift's quite different to armoured minis. Further back, Max Watts, Corey Paget and Alfie Campbell completing the runners here. Will Ovenden tries to chase down Kasper Potira for the lead. It's the Saxo that leads into the penultimate lap. The only other non-Suzuki in this race, the Volkswagen Lupo of Alfie Campbell, the karting graduate, at the back of the field, earning his craft in his first season of rallycross. It's Kasper Potira, youngest member of the UK-Poland rallycross team. A couple of other representatives for them here this weekend. Thomas Velgosh is one of them. Maciek Flurszak, Magic as he's known, is the other. Here they come on the back straights, coming round to start their final lap, and Max Langmaid trying to take 2nd place from Will Ovenden. Kasper Potira is going to kickstart his championship challenge here this weekend after a bit of bad luck in the opening 2 rounds. He was in the midfield in yesterday's A final. And Will Ovenden catch him. Lifting a wheel there through the left-hander. Swift chasing hard. Can it catch the Citroën? Langmaid, can he catch Ovenden for 2nd place in the battle of the Suzukis? I don't think they're going to catch Kasper Potira. He's avoided any punctures or other pitfalls this time in his little Citroën. He's heading for his first ever A final victory. Down the back straight they go. There's Max Watt in the dust somewhere. He's dropped back from Owen Robbins in 4th place, and Watt throws it sideways and spins. Tends to try a bit too hard, Max Watt, sometimes. He's almost been caught there by Corey Paget, now in the white car. And behind him, Alfie Campbell. But coming through to take the win, Kasper Potira across the line. Ovenden 2nd, Langmaid 3rd, Robbins will take 4th. Casper Potera, congratulations to him, takes his first ever A final win. Alfie Campbell trying to catch Corey Paget. Max Watt has rejoined ahead of them, he finishes 5th. Paget takes 6th ahead of Campbell, but it's Casper Potera's glory. First ever A final win for the young Pole, winning by 2.5 seconds ahead of Will Ovenden. Max Langmaid taking 3rd. Owen Robbins, a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits, but he does keep 4th place ahead of Max Watt. Then Corey Paget and Alfie Campbell completing the finishers. James Hawkes was a non-starter.
Amazing drive, congratulations.
Thank you.
You must be absolutely ecstatic to have your first A final win.
Yep, all the relief has finally gone away, so yeah, feeling good.
Excellent. I mean, it was well deserved. You've driven well all weekend, and especially today it's been really dry and really dusty. Was that throwing up a few challenges with all the dust out there?
It definitely was. Definitely a lot of potholes started forming in the gravel section, so it was quite difficult, but it was enjoyable at the same time.
Yeah, you're smiling, so it looks like you've had a good day regardless, to be honest. And going on with some silverware must make it even better. Yeah. I'd have to check the figures, but I believe Tom Ovenden hasn't been beaten yet until now, so well done. Somebody's managed to actually keep him at bay, which is fantastic because Tom is a very strong driver.
Thank you.
What are you thinking when you're out on track and you've got someone like Tom who is really on the pace? He's right behind you in your mirrors. Are you ignoring it? Are you watching for him? You know, what is going through your head?
Well, I'm definitely staying focused on my own racing line, but just checking in the mirrors always before any corner, just in case, to keep it nice and clean.
Do you feel any pressure when he's, you know, really close behind you?
Oh, definitely. I feel a lot of pressure, but yeah, it's hard to handle it well, but I think I did a good job.
You certainly did do a good job. You should be super proud of yourself. Are you planning on doing a full season again with BTRDA?
Yes, I'm planning to finish this season and maybe next season go up to production class.
Fantastic.
But as of right now, we don't know yet.
Yeah, see what happens. I mean, first season last year, obviously you did really well there as well.
Yeah. It wasn't bad.
It's really good. But you can see your driving coming on. You can see it progressing as well this year, and to get your first A final win. So
yeah, finally.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You must be looking forward to Blighton round 5.
Yes, definitely looking forward.
You were very strong there actually. So
yeah, I quite like the track. It's another technical track, so in my favour.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, keep up the good work, and we'll see you then.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next up, it's the SG Haulage production category, featuring overall champion from last year, Dale Ford, in number 1. Didn't have things his own way in the heats today, though. Maciek Florszak won 2 heats. He's in the maroon Peugeot 106. He's been pushed sideways there as they go into the first corner. Dale Ford's run wide in the white car. Rory Denning won the other heat in the blue Peugeot 106. Now he's gone wide and been shuffled back down the order. Ford's come through. Carl Jarvis up into 3rd place as well, but it's Florszak who leads the way. Magic, as he's known, in the maroon 106. Dale Ford in 2nd. Took his first final win of the season in round 3 yesterday after a slightly shaky start to his title defence. Florszak leads the way from Ford down the back straights for the first time. Peugeot ahead of Citroën. Carl Jarvis in his Saxo is 3rd. Rory Denning 4th. Mark Henry in the Alfa Romeo is in 5th place. There's James Avison in his Ford Focus. Cars out there we didn't see yesterday. Winner of the B final at the back there, that's Simon Caulfield from the Peugeot 206. Top 2 in the B final qualified for the back of the grid in the A final. The other qualifier, Daniel Pollard, in his Citroën Saxo. It's the class with the biggest entry here this weekend. Florszak leads it. Dale Ford dominated yesterday for his first final win of the season, defending the overall title this year, carrying the number 1. Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross champion. Of course, the points for all classes combined at the end of the season to give the overall champion. There's Dan Pollard at the back of the field in the yellow Saxo. Battle is on for 3rd. Carl Jarvis and Rory Denning battling it out furiously there. Denning all over the back of Carl Jarvis, who retired from yesterday's A final, so looking to make up for lost points. Then it's Mark Henry in the Alfa Romeo 147 in 5th place. Behind them, Sam Noy, his rather battered Saxo, heading James Avison in the Focus. Always a busy category, the production division, sponsored by SG Haulage. Maciek Florszak under fire for the lead. He's doing well here to hold off Dale Ford in his Saxo. Spin their way through the hairpin. Jarvis is third, runs a little bit too deep in there though. He's gone very wide onto the tarmac. Rory Denning is going to try and pull through for third, and Mark Henry in the Alfa Romeo, this is the best we've seen that car run so far this season, up there in 5th place. Then there's a gap before Sam Noy comes through in his Saxo. Rory Denning has got ahead of Carl Jarvis up into 3rd position. It's still Florschak who leads. He's pulled away a bit from Dale Ford now. Rory Denning chasing hard in 3rd place. Maciek Florschak looking to emulate Kasper Potera and take a win for the UK-Poland team. Looking for his first A-final win of the season. If I remember correctly, he led home the A-final at Lydden Hill in round 1, but forgot to take his joker lap and had to be penalised. Lydden Hill, the only circuits on the Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross roster with a joker lap. As a mistake there for Carl Jarvis, again runs wide through the hairpin, and Mark Henry gets through into 4th place. Jarvis using the power of the Saxo to head back into 4th down the back straight. Then Sam Noy, then it's the very experienced Mike Dresser behind him. There's Noy, a bit of damage to the front of his Saxo. Looks like it's had a rollover earlier on that machine. Honda Civic driven by Mike Dresser. Then we've got James Avison in the focus. Still the lead battle rages on into lap 4. Florschak still defending from Dale Ford, who's closing up. All this contact between the two of them as they head over the infield, and Florschak's going off into the tyres, and Dale Ford spins out as well. Disaster for the two leaders. They're both off. Rory Denning says thank you very much. He's clipped Dale Ford there. Look at that. He's got the front wing of Dale Ford's car caught on his own. Carl Jarvis into 2nd. Henry's 3rd. Dale Ford's going again in 4th. Then it's Sam Noy, Mike Dresser and Simon Caulfield in the Peugeot 206. There's James Avison in the focus. Florschak has got going again, but Rory Denning, carrying a bit of Dale Ford's car with him, has now taken the lead. Well, Dale Ford into the back of Maciek Florschak there, sending him spinning out. Dale then spun around himself. It's all blown up there, the lead battle, and now it's Rory Denning from Carl Jarvis. We've got a car stop there as well. Daniel Pollard has come to a halt. The yellow flag out on the start of the lap there. Well, that's a bit of Dale Ford's car hanging on the side of Rory Denning's machine. He just clipped the spun car as he came through there. Hasn't slowed him down though. Carl Jarvis now 2nd. 3rd is Mark Henry, and there's a doubtlessly annoyed Dale Ford trying to close back up again. It's not been his year so far. He won the final yesterday, but he's not had a lot of luck other than that in 2021. It certainly looks as though his championship is starting to slip away with 2 rounds to go at Blyton and Knock Hill after this. Into the final lap then. Mark Henry defending 3rd place. There won't be an overtake there because the yellow flag is out. Carl Jarvis up there in 2nd. That will make up for him not finishing the A final in round 3 yesterday, but it looks like it's going to be a win for Rory Denning. Hopefully he'll remember to return that front wing to its owner. Carl Jarvis, a rather wayward performance here. He's being caught by Mark Henry. The Alfa Romeo could get up to 2nd place here. He's having a look on the inside out of the hairpin, but the Saxo is quicker in a straight line. They're not going to catch Rory Denning. He's heading for his first A-final win in his rather battered 106. Been a slightly destructive race, this one. Dale Ford back round the outside there. Takes Mark Henry for 3rd. It's going to be a win for Rory Denning across the line, takes the win. 2nd place is going to go to Carl Jarvis, just ahead of the recovered Dale Ford. Henry takes 4th. Next home is going to be Mike Dresser. He's taken Sam Noy. Then Simon Caulfield, the recovered Maciek Florschak, and finally James Avison across the line with Dan Pollard having pulled off with a problem. But congratulations Rory Denning, taking the A-final victory ahead of Carl Jarvis. Dale Ford, meanwhile, got a 10-second penalty for that contact on Maciek Florschak, dropping him down to 7th place. Mark Henry inherits 3rd ahead of Mike Dresser, Sam Noy, B-final winner Simon Caulfield. Ford down to 7th, Maciek Florschak 8th, and James Avison the final finisher.
Rory, you've had some unbelievable pace this weekend. Yesterday, 2nd in your A-final?
Yes.
And now 1st. Amazing, well done.
I know, yeah, thanks.
There was a lot going on out there on the track. Can you just talk me through what happened and how you ended up taking the lead?
It all went so fast, it's hard to even think about it, but I was bolted at the start. I was behind. I think it was behind Carl there, fourth. Yeah. He made a little mistake. I managed to get by him, and I was just trying to catch Dale and Magic for the whole race, thinking I'm never going to win, never going to catch up. And then they managed to collide together. There was a big bunch in the off and loose chicane. Yeah. I managed to fly through, and that was it.
Amazing. So you basically took your opportunity and ran with it. I love it. Maciek has got some serious pace.
He has.
So when he came through off the line into the first corner, we kind of thought it might be set, but. With your class, there's always so much cat and mouse and so much action. It must make for a really exciting race for you.
It does. It's always so close between us. Obviously, the cars are so similar. Yeah. That we're always so close. It's a good racing.
Fantastic.
Well, I've got a wing stuck in my door, so yeah, that's how close it is.
I'm sure we'll be able to see that on the screen in just a second. Yeah. That's fantastic. I can't say I've seen that one before in racing,
me
so well done for that.
Thank you.
But yeah, amazing drive. Brilliant to see you get a final win and podium, taking home some silverware. So well done, and we'll see you in the next round. Thank you.
Cheers, bye.
Now on to the AS Performance Super Modified category. Jason Bleasdale in the Vauxhall VX220 starts as the favourite, has already blasted off into the lead. Running off course there, one of the BMW Minis, that's Andrew Hawkes, the black and green machine. Darren Bleasdale spins out behind. This car's going everywhere in the middle of the pack there, but Jason Bleasdale, who swept the board with 4 wins out of 4 in round 3, is up front again and looking for his 4th consecutive A final out of 4 this year. He won 2 of the heats earlier on. He sat out heat 3, having already secured pole position for the final. It was Phil Chicken in the Citroen C2 who won on that occasion. With some contact in there, Thomas Velgosh with some damage to the front of his Saxo. Darren Bleasdale, I think, has got some damage there. He's sliding about all over the place. There's the battle for second. Andy Hawkes and Phil Chicken. Bradley Turner behind them in his BMW Mini. Quite a few leading runners having suffered problems earlier in the weekend, including Todd Crooks, who had problems in Saturday's heats in round 3, out with engine damage. It's Jason Bleasdale out front in his Vauxhall VX220, the overall championship leader, looking to make it 4 A final wins out of 4 this year. Doesn't necessarily look like a rallycross car, that machine, but it's very effective, very fast in a straight line. Andy Hawkes up there in second in the black and green BMW Mini. Third, Phil Chicken in the Citroen C2. Then it's Bradley Turner, Steve Brown, Leanne Sedgwick in their Minis. Thomas Velgosh in the Saxo is next through. And behind him, I think, is Abby McGuinness. Just missed out on getting through the B final in round 3 yesterday. So we lost a couple of cars after yesterday's event, so a B final not necessary today. Phil Chicken chasing Andy Hawkes for second place. Bradley Turner, who won yesterday's B final, to get onto the back of the grid for the A final, is up there in 4th place. A number of Jason Bleasdale's rivals having dropped out, including his main pursuer yesterday, Fred Ling in the Ford Fiesta ST. He had problems in today's heats. He's had repeated issues with that car this year. But nobody can hold a candle to Jason Bleasdale. Look at the lead he's got. We're only 2 laps into this 6-lap race. He's way ahead of everybody else. And surely, already you could say he's heading for the overall Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship for 2021. Still all to play for behind him though. Andy Hawkes under fire from Phil Chicken. Look at the speed of that little Citroen. Trying to get up the outside there. Phil Chicken, a very experienced rallycrosser. Andy Hawkes, member of the very large rallycrossing Hawkes family, holding second in his BMW Mini. Of course, if Jason Bleasdale wins the overall championship, he doesn't become AS Performance Super Modified category champion, because if you win the overall championship, you can't be champion in your individual category due to a curious quirk of the point scoring rules in the Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship, designed to open things up to a few more winners. So it could be very open behind him. The state of Thomas Velgosh's Saxo there. Looks like it's been in a banger race. Not going to follow up the success of Kasper Potero with his Saxo in the juniors. Maciek Florczak could have won the production category, but for that collision with Dale Ford. Well, there goes Jason Bleasdale, looking to extend his overall championship lead. There's nobody else within sight of him. There's the second place fight, just coming through the infield loop up to the hairpin. Still Andy Hawkes holding off everything Phil Chicken can throw at him. This is allowing Bradley Turner to close-up on him in what looks like an ex-David Bell car, given the livery there. Oh, a big lock-up there from Andy Hawkes going into the left-hander. Chicken really putting Andy under pressure here. But Jason Bleasdale is about half a lap up on everybody else now. That's an eternity in Rallycross terms. Steve Brown is there in 5th with the yellow Mini. Further back in the order, we've got the likes of Abby McGuinness, Darren Bleasdale after his spin on the first lap, Nick Abbott as well, and Leanne Sedgwick. Going round to start the final lap this time. Phil Chicken is determined to get past Andy Hawkes for that second place. Bradley Turner determined to get onto the podium. Chicken takes the inside run down the back straights. Andy Hawkes still just about holding him off. The leader's already into his final lap. Again, a lock-up from Andy Hawkes. Great fight here for second. They don't mind that the winner's half a lap ahead of them. Say the winner, he's pretty much won it now, Jason Bleasdale. There's the battle between Bradley Turner and the rest of them further back. That's Abby McGuinness, Nick Abbott and Darren Bleasdale, and Leanne Sedgwick has pulled off. Problems for her. Still they fight it out. There's Turner, there's Brown behind him. We caught a glimpse of the battle for 7th place, 3 more BMW Minis. Jason Bleasdale heads into the distance. Leanne Sedgwick has stopped on the exit of the hairpin. She gets out of the car. That's a retirement for the 144. Jason Bleasdale takes the win. Nobody else within sight of him. Here comes the battle for second, just coming down the back straight. 4 A finals out of 4 then for Jason Bleasdale, but who's going to be second? Phil Chicken trying to go the long way round on the last couple of corners. It looks as though Andy Hawkes is going to hang on in the BMW Mini to take second place. He does. Chicken third, then Turner, Brown. What's left of Thomas Velgosh is Saxo, and here's the battle further back. Abby McGuinness in the grey and red car, then another ex-David Bell car. That's Nick Abbott hanging on ahead of Darren Bleasdale. There's McGuinness, former junior rallycrosser, and side by side across the line between Abbott and Bleasdale. A photo finish for 8th, but it's Jason Bleasdale taking a dominant victory in our AS Performance Super Modified A final, over 20 seconds clear of Andrew Hawkes, who just held off Phil Chicken and Bradley Turner, who take 3rd and 4th. Steve Brown 5th, then Thomas Velgosh, Abby McGuinness and Nick Abbott in a photo finish with Darren Bleasdale for 8th, Leanne Sedgwick a non-finisher.
Jason, another win. I'm almost forgetting what to ask you now, because we speak so often on this podium. Amazing drive as always. You and that car are like one machine. It must be so much fun.
Yeah, it is. It's certainly fun. That car around Pembury this weekend has been really fun, and it's just been a pleasure to drive, really, especially today. We've been fully dry all day, not having to constantly changing tyres to wets, intermediates. It's just been full slicks all day, and it's been quick at times each session, so yeah, it's been good.
Must be a little bit easy when it's more consistent with the conditions. Not that the rain really held you back yesterday. You were still having just as much fun, and the pace was still on it. I think you've got some kind of reign of terror over the championship. You just win every single, heat that you go out into, and every single final. It must be so rewarding for you as a driver to go out there and give it your all, and get such amazing results.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, every time I get on the line, I'm giving it my all. I never back down, but I did let off the last couple of laps there because I had such a lead, and we were missing a good 3 front-running cars today with. They've had engine problems, gearbox problems, so it was quite an easy drive in the final there towards the end. I just backed it off, but yeah, it's definitely rewarding, and I always give it my all.
You certainly do. You're very entertaining to watch from our side of the fence. And this must be really good seat time for you as well. I know you're going to be doing a bit of the British Championship too?
Yeah, that's it. This year we decided to go for both championships, the Clubman's BTRDA Championship and also go for the 5 Nations British Championship. British Championships is going well. I'm at the top joint with Slav, and obviously it's first in the BTRDA, so it's going well up to now.
Fantastic. Well, at the moment you're unbeatable, so we'd love to see that continue and see if you can take the championship trophy at the end of the season.
That's definitely the plan.
Absolutely, I love the plan. So we'll see you at the next round, right?
Yep, definitely.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Now we move on to the Steve Gorn Trailer Hire pre-1995 Classic Category A final. Lee Wood leading the way as we join it in his Mark II Escort, chased by Vince Bristow in his E36 BMW, and the other Escort in 3rd place, that's Jack Thorne. We've seen him in a variety of more modern rallycross cars in the past. Vince Bristow, Mr. Sideways, as always, in 2nd. These three each won a heat earlier on. They lost a couple of cars in yesterday's round 3. Mark Jones, the reigning champion in his MR2, didn't get past round 3. David Ewan had problems in the final as well. There's Andy Grant in his Corsa coming through, and there's 183 James McBain. Good to see his Peugeot 205 back out, and Richard Moroney's Escort there. They had a collision on the start line in round 3's A final yesterday. Good to see that those cars have been repaired. Tangle there. Oh, 2 cars go off. Steve Pascoe's Escort Cosworth and Andy Grant in the Corsa. The Escort Cosworth spins around. Andy Grant, the supercar category competitor in British Rallycross, gets going again in the Corsa. So plenty of mayhem further back there, but it's Lee Wood in the Motorquip STP Mark II Escorts. Similar to the cars of the likes of John Welch and Martin Shanker used to race back in the 1980s out in front. Second is Vince Bristow, looking to win the category title this year. Richard Moroney's Escort in 4, chased by David Attiwell in the Vauxhall Nova. As Vince Bristow locks up through the left-hander at the end of the back straight. There's Jack Thorne in 3rd, Jack the Giant Killer. Some have called him in the past, achieving great things in relatively smaller cars against the supercar type machines in the past. I remember him in a Citroen C2 Super 1600 car a few years ago. David Martin and Jamie McBain, the 2 Peugeot 205s, they're fighting for 6th place. It looks like Lee Wood is going to make it a double for the weekend. He won round 3 yesterday and move up to challenge Vince Bristow in the race for the championship this year. Disaster for Mark Jones this weekend, the local man in his Toyota MR2, retiring in the heats in round 3, not able to race today. There's Helen Crooks in her Mini, almost a lap down. David Attiwell goes out wide in the Nova on the hairpin there. Good to see him back out. Top 3 lean their way through the end of the back straight, round the left-handed loop and onto the infield. Coming up towards the flag this time, Andy Grant flinging the course around with abandon further back. It's going to be a victory for Lee Wood in his Mark II Escort. Surely now he's on his final lap. I don't think Vince Bristow is going to quite overhaul him. They're coming up to lap Helen Crooks in her Mini. Son Todd, a regular rallycrosser as well. Jack Thorne has got through into 2nd place there ahead of Vince Bristow. He's clipped the tyres as they lap Helen Crooks. It's Escorts 1 and 2. Can Jack Thorne pull off another giant killing here? Helen Crooks trying frantically to move out of the way in the Mini there. Let the quicker runners through. Vince Bristow fighting back alongside Jack Thorne. Is he going to get through? Yes, he has. I think Jack Thorne's got a problem there, actually. The Escort seems to be slowing. Yes, Vince Bristow through into 2nd. Jack Thorne has slowed up. That's a shame. It's a win for Lee Wood. He takes his 2nd A final win of the weekend and of the season. Vince Bristow 2nd. Now, is Jack Thorne going to hang on for 3rd place? Yes, he is. And side by side for 4th over the line. 3 wide, in fact, with Helen Crooks in the middle there. Richard Moroney and David Attiwell. My goodness, what a finish. It's Lee Wood who takes the win in the Steve Gaunt Trailers Pre-95 Classic category, taking the win by about 3 seconds ahead of Vince Bristow. Jack Thorne in 3rd. Moroney just beat Attiwell over the line. Then David Martin, Jamie McBain and Andy Grant completing the top 8s. The other finishers, Steve Pascoe and Helen Crooks.
Another amazing drive, double header weekend, and you've won both your A finals. Must be on cloud 9.
I mean, I couldn't ask for a better weekend. We've not been here before. The cars are great. The starts, it's all in the starts.
Yeah.
And just being there at the right place at the right time. So.
It certainly is. I mean, obviously, as you can see, the starts are absolutely fantastic from yourself and the car. It's hard for anybody to get past you. I do think we need maybe a Lee and Vince Drift Championship, though. I mean, honestly, it's been so entertaining. You know, you can tell by your own smile. It must be so much fun out there.
Yeah, it's on the edge of half the time out of control. No, it is. We are in control, but it's great fun. It's just so everyone enjoys it. That's what it's about.
Well, that's it. And you're going to get the results if you enjoy it as well, aren't you? Because you're kind of relaxing into it when you're enjoying it.
Kind of.
Yeah, a little bit. I bet there's still a bit of pressure there because, I mean, Vince, again, as he always is, he's right behind you putting the pressure on.
You can hear it, you can see it, it's there, it's everywhere. But, you know, everyone enjoys it and that's what it's all about for me.
Absolutely. So. I think it's a fantastic category because I think everyone in your category feels exactly the same way, and you get the results from it. So you do drive hard and you push each other, but you get in that real competitive spirit.
You've got a mix of front wheel drive, rear wheel drive. You've got people that just sort of sideways, and then you've got some great cars out there. So it's just a great sport.
It's fantastic, and you can pedal that car. I'll tell you that as well.
We're still learning.
You're doing very well. You're doing better than me anyway. Okay. Yeah, fantastic, and I'm glad you've got some good seat time at Pembrey as well.
Yeah, no, we've enjoyed it. It's a lot. It's probably a long haul for everybody.
It is, yeah.
So we'll get it on the trailer and have a few beers later.
Yeah, definitely. You deserve it. Well done. Enjoy them. Have one for me.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.
Well, that concludes the action here at round 4 of the Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship here at the Pembrey circuits. Great racing all weekend. Well done to all our winners. Join us soon for round 5 at Blyton Park in Lincolnshire. But for now, thanks for watching and goodbye.